What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking to this video. Today I'll show you a bow of BADON weapon guide. In my opinion, it's the best bow in Albion Online for all bows. So basically, one of the first and main things are the special E ability that isn't for other weapons, that is the Raging Storm, or we like to call the Rain. It does huge things that I'll show you in this video and how to utilize it and how to make it work the best, as well as some tips and tricks for build guide and basically everything like that for ZVZs and GVGs as well. So the first thing is Mage Cowl. We use Mage Cowl. Mage Cowl is basically one of those things that you could either way switch for the same cloth cowl, either way for Cleric Cowl or with Druid Cowl. Either way, giving your teammates a mana or giving yourself an ice block. In my opinion, for a range user, especially bow user that is really squishy but does huge damage from a range and consistently, poison would be the best. So you pop the poison and every normal attacks will damage the enemy for 5 seconds. In my opinion, that's huge. It's really good in open world as well in GVGs. For a bow user, in my opinion, it's good to increase that damage. Or of course, some users use a soldier's helmet, that is as well, it's good. In my opinion, either way, soldiers or Cleric Cowl for the ice block. So basically you are not too squishy, but you still can do a huge amount of damage, because you don't want to nerf bow's damage because you are the main guy who's doing a huge amount of damage while being squishy. So that's why you need to be careful and have at least 1 or 2 defensives. So with this build we'll have 2 defensives. The first build is basically with Mage Robe and the second one will be with Assassin's Jacket. You may ask what's the difference if you're a new player. Mage Robe is made from cloth and you can see all stats. For example, huge amount of damage, 58 and stuff. Whenever we go with Assassin's Jacket, the damage is reduced by almost by 25%. All damage is around 34 and here was at 58, so you do the math, around, it's basically they're reduced around 24% damage, making yourself stronger. Armor is increased by 50, armor is reduced by 50, and like magical resistance and stuff is increased, maximum hit points, so you're a bit more tankier. On expense you're losing 24% damage, so that depends on you. Either way, if you are really careful and always you're in the back line, a lot of enemies are not attacking you and you just want to do a huge amount of damage while being really squishy in your mind, go with the Mage Robe. If you feel like people are just too fast killing you, and 24% is actually really huge reduce. But if you manage it correctly and you do everything right, it shouldn't be as bad as it sounds. So that's why I have 2 options. Both of them are cheap, so either way go with the Assassin's Jacket, that's a bit tankier and a bit less damage, or you go with huge amount of damage but a lot squishier. Then for Royal Shoes, either way, I mean for shoes, we go with Royal Shoes with the jump. In my opinion, that's the best case scenario for a bow user, or Assassin Shoes just with one for some ZVZ content, because this bow is made actually and it's kind of decent in ZVZs as well. Of course, the best bow would be Wailing, but bow of BADON in my opinion is still a decent option for ZVZs as well, but the main point is GVGs. Then we go with Omelet to reduce all the cooldowns as well. There's second option, Stews. You could go with Stews as well. In my opinion, Omelets just to reduce, so you can basically do all your things faster and get your cooldowns lower. Then we go with Poison Potion to increase that damage. In my opinion, I don't see a really squishy target using a resistance potion. Then you would just need to switch one of the helmets or any chest pieces for a defensive, so that's why we go with Poison, so just increase that damage. And in my opinion, you should not use anything else. Of course, there's always flexibility and you don't need to follow up my build. You can of course make it better for your personal style. Then both of BADON, that's basically the main thing for the video. So I'll dismount and I'll show you how everything works. The main thing is, for bow users you need to be at least level 50, in my opinion, around level 60. 70 would be the best, so you get all the spells. The main thing is Poisoned Arrow, in my opinion, really good for JVGs, but for ZVZs, the multi-shot, basically you can shoot people and it's a ranged spell, so it can hit up a lot of targets. Poisoned Arrow is the best Q, but it only can hit one target, making target as well losing their health by 28 every 6 seconds, and it can stack up to 3 times as well. The second W, in my opinion, the best W that could ever be implemented on bow, that is the Ray of Light. Basically it shoots a root, and roots or basically stuns an enemy, and it can hit a single target. Basically that's that. Then the W is Raging Storm. So basically what you do is you shoot a arrow looking thing, and whoever it hits, it'll make a huge storm or rain, in which they will reduce, basically they will take so it will be in 5-meter radius, and whenever you get struck by lightning, it deals 89 magical damage for every 0.3 seconds. And of course, everyone who is in that thing cannot cast any spells, so that is a big thing for healers. Of course, other people thought that this will be basically the main thing to make holy healers not anymore a thing, but it wasn't the case. The area isn't so much big, and healers can still just go away. That's why bows aren't really popular, or basically they never were like actually popular, but in my opinion they're still decent. And having this W that like which rains down at the ground after a short delay, an arrow can hit a single enemy and rooting them, in my opinion that's really good thing as well. Basically by rooting someone and using Raging Storm, it could mess up a lot of healers as well, other players. And then either way go with slow poison, so every normal attacks use slow creatures that you don't need, or slow players for 10%. Basically if someone is running from you away, that's decent. But in my opinion the best thing is either way aggressive rush, that every normal 4 spells your damage is increased by 6%, or my favorite attack speed, that every 6 normal attacks you gain attack speed by 35%. So as a bow you do a lot of auto attacks, and which they will be increased for 35%. In my opinion that's huge and really good. So how it works, basically the multi-shot, what I have leveled up, is basically this type of ability. You can shoot him basically, and all the arrows around 2 meters will hit the target. Of course you get it, so the cooldown is only 3 seconds, so you get it fast. Then the W is Poison Arrow. Whenever you do your Qs and your normal attacks, it will basically poison the enemy and give a lot more damage to me. As well, whenever I pop my Mage Cowl, I do a poison as well, so I can stack up on someone my poison. Then my R is my chest piece defense, as well my F is Royal Shoes defense, and the last thing is the main thing. So you will see an animation, it's like a wailing bow, so basically you shoot an arrow and whatever arrow hits, it will be a huge storm. So basically that's that. I really appreciate everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Click like if this was helpful. Let me know for future improvements and suggestions, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.